Boom, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy CNI back with episode 8 of the Rap Upz Podcast. I am here, as always, joined by your boy, my co-host with the co-host, the Peruvian Plug.
What it do?
What's going on with you, man? What's up? What's cracking? How was the week? How's everything in life?
Pleasantly pleasant for the time being.
Everything is lovely on my side as well. You know, we steadily progressing towards this goal of, you know, getting more and more exposure. So I'm loving it. Everybody's giving us positive feedback that I've heard that's listened to it. So my mom listened to one episode. Did I tell you that? So she listens to it and she's like, I like it. Like, you guys have, like, you know, a good personality or whatever, but there's a lot of cussing in it. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's like, you know.
Kel's interview. Wow. Wow. What can you say?
I thought, like, he was, like, trying out for, like, a movie or something. And the best actor goes to not R. Kelly.
I swear he was squinting the whole time, and now I see why he always wore glasses.
And it didn't seem like his suit was just a little bit too big. Like, he kept trying to, like, close the jacket. It was just like it wasn't fitting properly on his body.
Who's your tailor?
Exactly. I guess was the part 2, is that where they were interviewing, like, the girls that are living with him? Was that the second part? Because I didn't watch that one.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, I heard like a tidbit of it where they were like saying, like, you know, we love him and we're both with him and all that. So
I mean, I've seen. I don't need to see every little piece of it because I've seen enough.
Yeah,
fucking foolery.
Yeah, that's pretty
where
much
it's
how I
like where there's enough smoke. You know, there might be a fire.
Yeah.
So he needs to be held accountable for any foul shit he may have done.
Right.
You know. Right. That's about it.
Well, yeah, and I think, like, out of all the charges that he's been hit with, I don't think he's going to get hit with all of those because there's just not enough proof. I think, like, if the tape actually shows a 14-year-old girl and she testifies or the parents testify or whatever, then yeah, he's going to do some time for sure. But, you know,
it's hard for a lot of people to separate the artist from the individual.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So it's like.
And that's, like, kind of bringing me into my next point. Like, did you see, like, any of, like, the Michael Jackson Leaving Neverland shit? No. I didn't see any of it either. I wasn't interested in watching it, to be honest.
Can the man rest in peace?
Thank you.
Holy shit.
Thank you. It's like
it's crazy.
Okay, so what I heard was, like, one of his accusers was interviewed by Oprah, and he came out and he was talking about specifically how Michael Jackson molested him, right? Then she asked him, well, why didn't you testify this in court? And he said, oh, well, Michael Jackson bought us a house. So, and then there was, like, another case that came up and he didn't testify then, and she was like, well, why didn't you testify the second time? And he was like, oh, because I felt sorry for his daughter. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you know that this person is a sexual predator, why the fuck would you not tell the people that could put that person and hold them accountable for their actions? It's just, and to echo what you said, it's like, yo, Mike's been dead for fucking almost 10 years now. It's like, you know, I think it's in poor taste, especially because you have people like Harvey Weinstein, who I haven't heard a single thing about since all of that shit came out. And he was like one of the first ones that, you know, everybody was pointing the finger at. Like, oh, he did this to me and he made me do this for a role and da-da-da-da-da. And where the fuck is the surviving Harvey Weinstein? It's like so far we have 2 shows about niggas. I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe they did do it. I'm not saying that they're innocent, but where the fuck are all the other people? You know what I'm saying? And you know one about Russell Simmons is coming for sure. You know what I'm saying? And do you know anything about his situation?
No.
So
not much about his.
He bounced. Like, the last thing he did, as far as, like, in the public eye, was he did a DJ Vlad interview. And then, like, less than a week later, like, a bunch of accusers came forward and said, he did this to me, he did that to me, da 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 da. They all ran down what he did. And like within a month, 2 months, this nigga went to somewhere that does not have extradition with the United States of America and moved the entirety of his situation over there and is selling off his property here in America. Russell Simmons is gone. He's not coming back. You know what I'm saying?
No way.
Swear to God. So it's like, it's kind of hard to like defend that. It's like, you know, I could, on one hand, I could understand. It's like, if you didn't do it and you're getting a bunch of false accusations, why stick around to be, you know, tied to the whipping post for it? But on the other hand, it's like, yo, if you really didn't do it, just tell everybody, yo, I didn't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you for accusing me. That would be my attitude. I think, like, if somebody came out and was like, you know, oh, you did this to me, you did that, and I know I haven't done anything like that, I'd be like, fuck you, you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't...
Yeah, but either way, you don't have to explain yourself to the media.
It depends if you're a public figure or not.
Perhaps.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Russell Simmons is highly visible, you know? So, yeah, you were talking off mic about making beats. You know, how you kind of wanted to start getting back into that, you know. I remember when I had, like, my Triton and my motif and everything.
Triton.
And the Phantom and all that
when
shit.
When it first came out.
I had it when it first came out, yeah. And I feel like I mastered... I got really fucking good at least understanding the operating program of it. You know what I mean? And I was making like 4 or 5 beats a day, just like knocking it out. I was
That's what I appealed to me was the user friendly, I guess.
Yeah, it was. Well,
I mean, looking back, would you say it still was user friendly, or is it more now?
It's outdated now, you know.
Right.
But at the time, it was like head and shoulders above everything else.
But now, like the newest one out.
For the newer side of production, I would just get like
what's the all-in-one station?
Right.
In your opinion, what is that?
Yeah, so your computer and then like a Kai keyboard or like Live actually makes like this little controller that has like 48 pads on it, so you can like assign notes, or it automatically does it for you. You can play chords. There's a tremendous amount of different controllers that are either, you kind of have like two. You either have a keyboard-based controller or you have a pad-based controller that's like the Akai. Remember when I had that Akai MPC?
Yeah.
It's like that, like one of the two, or some of them have both. And so, like, the one that I have like an Akai keyboard that has, like, sensitive...
Do you still got the Akai?
Pads. No. In 2002, I had the Triton, I had the Akai, I had an ADAT, and I got robbed. You know, luckily, when I purchased the Akai, my uncle bought it for me, and he was like, the only way I'll buy this for you is if you get insurance on everything.
Boom.
And that was my last purchase. And he was like, get insurance or I'm not getting it for you. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And I did it. So I was able to re-cop everything. You know what I'm saying? And God bless the dead, my uncle. Man, if it wasn't for him, whew.
How much is a new Triton?
How much was the Triton back then?
Well, no, now.
Oh, you can get it for a couple $100 now.
$200?
Yeah.
For that old one?
Yeah. It's outdated technology.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How much for, like, the new one?
Oh, so like the new Korg keyboard?
The new Yamaha.
It's like
fucking Triton, bro.
Anywhere from $18 to like $3,000.
I'm looking at a Yamaha Genos digital workstation, 5400.
Oh, wow.
Yamaha 88 key synthesizer, 1,000. Yamaha Mortgage 88 synthesizer, 4,000. Right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They can do some amazing things, but I feel like they're good boards to have, but they still have to go into your computer. And there are so many soft synths that you can buy now on your computer that emulate and do a lot of the things that you would spend that. If you spend that $5,400 on a Yamaha, you could invest half of that into your computer and have a complete sick ass fucking workstation full of shit. Everything you could think of. Leads, keyboards, fucking Rode sounds, pads, basses, 808s, kick drums, snare, everything that you could possibly think of, and have the ability to actually record it. You know what I'm saying? So if it was my money, I would spend it all on making sure that your computer is set up and just have a really good controller. And then use a program like I use, which is what we're using to record this podcast, Ableton Live. You know what I'm saying? It's so dope. It's so intuitive. And like once it took me about a week of like really getting into it, like watching videos that explain like how to use it. And then you realize like even the instruments within Ableton, if you pair it with your controller, you can just do so much shit. It just blows your mind. You're like, wow, I had no fucking idea that, you know, a digital audio workstation was capable of doing all of this tremendous, you know, capability. So
now with one of these keyboards, can you sample?
Yeah, well, you would sample in here, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like this has instrument called Simpler, and then if you want a more complex sampler, it has one called Sampler. So you know, it really streamlines the process. And then it also has like pads like the Akai within that, so you can assign like drums. Like you could assign as many drums as you want. You can have like 1,000 drums and then just go through all your banks and all your using your pads and then play like a whole drum beat. You know what I'm saying? It's sick. It's sick. Like the way the way that I would have to have purchased when I was in my 20s, it's like all this shit is like virtual now. It's like all inside the computer. Like you don't need all that extra equipment anymore. I wouldn't say it's a waste of money because they have dope sound banks, but I wouldn't spend it if my budget was limited. I wouldn't spend my money that way at all. Just get you a dope ass computer, live, and a controller, and then just start purchasing virtual instruments. You know what I'm saying? Splice, I use Splice a lot, splice.com to get my sounds. Like you pay like a monthly membership. I think I pay like $7.99 a month, and you can download like 1,000 sounds every month, right? And the dopest shit about it is you have the actual producers that are making the hit records today. They put up a whole pack of like their sounds, the sounds they use, the drum sounds, the effects sounds, synth sounds, whatever. And so you could take those, manipulate those, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna do it for us on this episode of Rap Upz. If this is your first time here, I need you guys to subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, click that notification bell.
You know what to do.
Subscribe.
Push that little red button.
And we'll see you guys next time right here, only on Rap Upz.